what's up guys, it's Bridgette. Welcome back to my channel. Hope you're having an awesome day, and today's video is going to be an indie makeup brand review. That was kind of hard to say. So today we are going to review MeeshaLou Cosmetics Witchcraft Palette. I've never tried MeeshaLou before. I'm going to show you 2 makeup tutorials today and give you swatches and a full review of this palette. So without any further ado, let's jump into the video. Alright guys, before we get started, all makeup on this channel is cruelty free, and so is MeeshaLou Cosmetics. Also, for 2019, you guys, I told you I want to start like buying more indie makeup and stuff, and I have a lot of it's on the way. So if you guys enjoy this review or indie makeup brand reviews in general, please let me know and I'll continue to do them. I'm going to buy from them anyways, but if you guys want full reviews of indie brands, please let me know. Also, if you find a new one on Instagram that I'm not following, please tag me in it. I'd love to see it. So let's go ahead and get started. So this is the MeeshaLou Cosmetics Witchcraft Palette. I think this is their top seller. I feel like I see this a lot on their Instagram. I really love the packaging on the front. I think it's a really cute image, really cool. I love like the mystical feel of it. The packaging feels very nice. It's got a little bit of weight to it, like a kind of heavy magnetic palette. This is the back with all of the ingredients and information on it. You can pause that if you want to read that. And it is cruelty free, of course. A lot of indie brands are cruelty free. They make that stance right off the bat when they're starting their company, and I really appreciate that, which makes me want to support more indie brands. So this is the inside of the palette, but please excuse the shade Magic because it came broken in shipping. You know how the post office is, and I repressed it the best I could. So this is the palette. I think the color scheme is really cute. It's missing like a light matte base for me, but since it's like a really fun kind of colorful palette, I'm okay with it. So let's go ahead and do some swatches now, and then we'll show you the 2 looks and give you my thoughts on the palette. Okay, so here are the swatches of the palette from the beginning to the end. I'm sorry that I can't do it on my normal arm right now, so they look a little funny. But let's start off talking about these swatches. So the first shade here, I think I would consider more of a topper. Like it is like a white green shift, really cool color. However, there's not too much of a base pigment, so I would probably pack this over something else, but I did use it on its own for look number 1, so you can still see how it looks. These first next 3 look really good. Like this is really pretty, this one's really pretty, this green's really pretty. This green, the first color on the second row, I could not get it to swatch. Like it is a darker green than this color, but I just couldn't get it to swatch whatsoever. It was very dry. And then the rest of the palette actually swatched out pretty good. I would say I think that the shade Magic, which is this one, came broken in shipping because it appears to be way more metallic glittery, which is a softer formula in general. So it was a little more fragile than the rest of them, and it's still very soft even though I repressed it. So I think maybe that's why it came broken in shipping. But again, those things happen, so I'm not upset about it. Alright guys, so what did you think of the swatches? Apparently some colors are much better than others. That one green shade I really just couldn't get a swatch. The rest of them actually look pretty good and they were pretty easy to swatch. They're not the most buttery formula of the mattes anyways. The shimmer is absolutely beautiful. The mattes are a little bit more of a dry matte, but they're not super powdery either, so it's kind of in between, which is relatively normal. So that's the texture of them, and now let's move on to the 2 looks so we can see how these perform. Alright guys, so what did you think of the two looks? Obviously this is look number 2, and I actually am not happy with this look. I recorded the tutorial, so I used it, but like, I don't know. I'm not feeling it too much. You guys can let me know what you think of it. So let's talk about the palette as a whole and what do I think of it. So a breakdown of the performance of the palette. Let's talk about the first look I did, which was the first shade and then the greens in the palette. I actually really like this shade, but I would put it over something else. Necessarily on its own, I wouldn't really use it. I do like the fact that it's like a white with a huge green shift to it. It's very much of a duochrome shade, and it's very pretty, but I would put it over maybe a matte or over another kind of shimmer. I wouldn't probably wear it on its own just because it's not bold enough for me. The greens in the palette. The first green potion right here, very beautiful, very soft, very easy to use. I found this color absolutely stunning, and it was very pigmented as well. This shade right here is the one I have an issue with overall in the palette. It is the shade Cauldron, and it's not necessarily that it didn't perform on the eyes, because when we did it on the outer corner it did show up. However, I just found it very dry. It didn't swatch well, it didn't perform well on the eyes, and it just kind of felt patchy. So I went over what I had Cauldron, I went more potion over it to kind of cover it up a little bit. So this shade I'm not a fan of, but again, I feel like if I have to be kind of critical of palettes and stuff like this, like, I want to give you a fair review. I'm not going to sugarcoat it just because it's an indie brand. I feel like me giving critiques, like saying this color is not very good, is good for the brand to help grow. So please don't think I'm trying to be mean about it. I'm really not. But like, if I tell you what's wrong with it, maybe they can do better in the future. So I'm not a fan of this shade whatsoever. For this shade right here, Crescent, I found it very beautiful, very soft. I love the shimmers in these palettes. For this look right here, I do like these two colors, but I feel like it got a little bit muddy. I think I used a little bit too much. I really like this shade right here, the more warm one. I think it's really cute. This one as well, I like. I just wish there was something else to go with in the palette, like maybe another brown in here instead of 4 greens, but I kind of like the greens in the palette too, so I don't know, I feel like there could be something to kind of match this color. For the purples, I used all of the purples in this palette as well. I like them a lot, but I feel like these two are very similar. They perform very similar. This one just has more of like a metallic-y glittery in it. This is more of a shimmer. But like on the eyes, it kind of looks like I put one color on the lid. They look very similar in color, but the formulas are different. So I think, I mean, I don't know, maybe pick one or the other. I don't think necessarily both are necessary. That sounds weird. But yeah, they look the same color on the eyes. This purple under here was very pretty. I think I packed a little bit too much under the lower lash line, so I kind of buffed it out. But it was very cute and is very soft as well. The black actually performed really well for that first look. It was very easy to blend, very pigmented, but not like crazy, oh my gosh, you're gonna mess up this look pigmented. And then the shade Broom is the one I didn't use for the looks, but I did use it to swatch, and I found it very nice as well. So overall, what I think of the palette, I think the palette is worth the money. I just have 2 critiques that the one green shade in here isn't my favorite thing in the world, and then these 2 colors look the same on the eyes. But overall, really good palette. I love this potion color. This green right here is so good, and I really love the packaging. I love the aesthetics of it. I think it's super cute. So yeah, I will leave this link down below if you want to check it out or check out the shop, see what else they have. I really like it. I think it's cute. Yeah, overall, it's a good palette. Not my favorite palette in the world, but it's pretty good, and I would definitely be interested to see what they come out with in the future. So thank you guys so much for watching today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you want to see more indie brands from me, hit subscribe. I really appreciate it. Thank you guys, and I will see you later. Bye.